Okay.
Mhm.
Of course, Rita might not be here, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, she said she was hoping she and Meredith could jump on for a few minutes,
Mhm.
but we don't really know what they're doing.
Mm.
How you feeling today, Joanne?
Okay. I felt
Good.
okay since Friday. Most of last week was horrible with headaches, but since Friday I felt pretty good.
Wow.
Well, that's good. I
Yeah.
hope it lasts.
Me too. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know why, but um
That's
I'll
good.
I'll take it.
You're enjoying your
Yeah.
new kitchen? Are you used to the new placement of the refrigerator?
No, I keep reaching in the wrong places. It's getting a little better. Is that
Hi.
Rita? Hey Rita.
Oh, there they
Hi.
are.
Hi.
Hi.
Rita. Hi, Mayor.
Hi,
How you doing?
everybody.
Good. How are you? Hi. Where's Pat?
I don't know. I'm gonna
I
text
don't
her.
know.
Meredith, were you able to access that document?
Yes, I think so. I have to go on, but
Okay.
I think I got an email that said I could do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Okay.
So
I'm
you
just-
two went to the Barbie movie?
Oh, there's Pat.
Yes. It's so good.
Is it?
Yeah. Yes.
How is it good? Tell me about it.
Everybody should see it.
I've heard people tell me that everybody should.
Hi,
see it.
everybody.
It's a good movie. Yeah. Because it talks about, I mean, it's just female,
Pat.
male roles. Hi.
Hi,
Well,
I'm here.
Hi.
Hey, Pat.
Hi.
We're only going to be
Yeah.
on for a few minutes because we're going out to dinner, okay?
Okay, good.
So, but we
Yeah.
just wanted to say hi. But anyway, because it's all about feminist views, reality in the world. It was great. It was really good.
Okay.
Is it all pink?
Well, that's not really.
A lot of it.
Yeah, but
That's okay.
it's not
It's more of
anything.
like a good message than like a kid's movie or something.
It's not a
kid's
kids
movie.
movie.
Kids
No,
would hate
no
it.
kid should
Oh.
ever go.
Oh,
It's so
I
annoying
thought
that
it
you
was-
see kids going, they couldn't possibly understand it. It's for adults.
Well, it also would be boring.
okay.
It's for
Okay.
adults. And
that's
anybody who grew up in
confusing.
that Barbie world, it's so funny. And it's just funny. Like you would appreciate it,
We did.
Mhm.
and we did.
Cool.
Yeah. No, it's
That's great.
So
definitely
it's really maybe it's really targeted for baby boomers. Not
I think
kids.
anyone who
No.
played with Barbies and
Yeah.
anyone would like it.
yeah.
But
It's
Okay.
it's interesting. Yeah.
Very good. So what you been doing this weekend, Rita?
What have we been doing?
Hanging out.
Yeah.
Hanging out, yeah.
Hanging out.
Good.
Swimming.
Very
Cooking.
good. Where are you going out to eat?
Just this place in Sparta, not the place, not Andre's, but this other place. But it's pretty casual. But how are you guys all doing?
Good.
Oh, good.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
Went
Mom,
over
you're
to see
good?
Colton and the kids today.
Yeah.
You'll find this interesting. Today, Ashley and her friend Amanda went to a macrame class, learning how to do macrame.
That's fun. It's so 70s.
What goes around comes
3-hour
around.
class.
Remember all the macrame Janet used to
Oh my
make?
God,
Yeah.
Janet. Janet, why
So
didn't you just teach
complicated.
them?
Oh.
Why didn't you just
Well,
teach
she
them?
didn't ask me. I said I didn't know you wanted to learn how to do it. She said, yeah, I kind of have, And I was talking to my friend Amanda about it, and we just decided we would sign up for this class.
Oh my God, so
But I
much.
mean,
How
it's
does-
my
Janet,
stuff
have
hanging
you
in the house.
still got that macrame purse that you made?
Yes, I have a macrame
Back from
purse.
1968, you mean?
I have a wine bottle covered with macrame. And for the Matus, remember the Matus wine? And I've got a couple
Yeah,
of
I used to
quite
think
a
that
few,
was good wine.
belts too.
I do have a belt. I got one right here.
Oh,
My macrame
Wow.
that I made.
cool.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
And it had
Macrame-
the other end of it had a big loop, and it just kind of set
Oh.
into that buckle.
Yeah.
But I don't know what happened to that. That fell off or something. I mean,
That's
this
funny.
jute is probably, very old. I keep it around.
So funny. It is funny.
Yeah, so that's where I can't wait to hear what she's gonna make.
Yeah.
So
Well, I see she
Meredith,
has a
what do
lot
you
of
do in your spare time?
Yeah, we don't get to see you so much.
I
No.
know.
What spare time? I don't know. She's sewing buttons all the time.
Yeah, I learned how to sew buttons. So.
That's
Yay,
It's exciting.
it's good to know.
We actually had a mall day yesterday. We went to the mall. It was fun. We haven't done that in a long time together. And
Oh,
yeah, that was-
fine,
yeah, that was fun.
very
It
good.
took up most of the day. Really. Yeah.
Are they still as busy as they used to be, or?
No.
It wasn't busy yet. We went to Short Hills Mall and it's still a nice mall, but it wasn't busy yesterday, but I'm sure everybody in that area, they're all on vacation or something, you know.
Oh,
It's a weird time. I thought it would be like back to school time, but it's
Yeah.
not really,
Mhm.
you know. So that
Yeah.
we went to the ice cream place yesterday.
I know.
Oh,
Yeah, we did. It was a
Yeah,
great day for
and
ice cream.
oh,
I had that coffee ice cream, it was so good.
yeah, I know. I
Coffee
want to go
ice
back
cream
there.
with chunks of chocolate in it.
Sounds good.
That's
I want
fantastic.
that.
Oh,
Too. Oh, that's
That's a
really good.
good ice cream store.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Joanne, did you go to the car show?
Yeah, we decided, well, a couple days ago, we were looking at it and we decided today to go to this car show. It's not like others that we've been to. This was just like actually at a cemetery. It's this humongous cemetery, like 120 years old. Back when they built cemeteries to be places to go and picnic, you know?
oh,
I
yeah.
didn't know they ever did
yeah.
that.
And it used, yeah, oh yeah.
What?
And it
What?
used to be, it's like more kind of like an arboretum. They planted specific species of trees. You can get a
Oh, cool.
guided tour of the trees and guided tours of other things there. So apparently they've had this show for, 6 or 8 years. We'd never heard of it, but it's just like you don't have to register, you just show up. And there were literally they anticipated 300 cars, and there was at least
Crazy.
that,
Great.
at least that. So a lot, some hot rods. I think we were the only Ferrari there. We saw a Morgan. There was only one Morgan there, but a lot of Chevys and Plymouths and a couple of VWs. There was a Volkswagen. What was it called? A Fasty. Did you ever hear of that?
I had a
Volkswagen?
I had a
Not a
squareback.
fastback, not a squareback. It was something, a model I'd never seen before.
Never heard
Anyway,
of that.
got to talk to people, and Curtis put so much work into that car. People would ask about it and tell him all the work that he did on it. And so
nice.
it was a beautiful
Nice.
day. I don't think it got above 71 degrees by the time we
Oh,
left. We left at about noon. And
nice.
so we had a shady spot with all the trees in the cemetery. There's a lot of
Sounds
shade.
good.
So we found out that our 2 chairs that we used to take to car shows, kind of like those canvas
Yeah.
folding up into a bag about this big around.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they're broken.
Yeah, ours
Worn
broke
out,
just
too.
recently. I had to buy some new ones.
Yeah,
Oh, after 20 years, you might have to get new ones.
Yeah.
yeah. So, but they held up long enough as long as we were careful with them, but we'll have to get new ones. But that was just tiring. We did some walking around, and I don't miss going to car shows. We did enough of that for 10 years.
I had a lifetime from my childhood. I'm sorry. Don't
Yeah.
remember go to a car
I
show.
still like them.
Yeah.
We almost went to one yesterday, but it was like 92, so I just didn't feel like it.
No, I couldn't do that.
And it was from 3 to 6. I mean, that's like the hottest part of the day.
Right.
So, but I
And
don't know.
there was like no registration fee. You didn't have to fill out a form. It was anybody could just come. They did have 3 tours. The Cemetery Foundation was giving 3 tours during this 4-hour show. one about symbols on the headstones. I can't remember what the others were, but they had some food trucks there and some music, and it's a nice space for that kind of thing, actually. It's not like a car show in a parking lot or
Right.
on a big open field with no trees, you know?
Right.
I'm
Sounds
sorry,
nice.
guys, we gotta get going.
Okay.
Oh,
Marvin's
Oh.
waiting for us.
Well, I'm glad
Okay.
you made it for a little while.
Yeah, nice
Yeah,
to
I
see you
wanted
for a
to
little
say
bit.
hi. So you're taping this, Janet. You can send it to me, right?
Yeah, I will. Yeah.
Okay. Bye.
will.
Bye, everybody.
Bye,
Bye.
Mary. Good to see
Hi.
you.
So
Love
long.
you guys. Bye. Bye.
Okay, love you
Bye.
too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
That sounds
So-
nice, Joe. Sounds interesting.
It was pretty good. We left, it was 9 to 1. We got there about 8:30 and left at noon. A little after.
Yeah, now
noon.
that's a good time for a car show.
Right.
The cooler part of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like 89 still here and very humid.
Mm. So Pat, you looked at Mom's computer yesterday?
Yeah, thanks for doing that.
Yeah,
Well,
just
she
like,
gave me some tips.
Good.
yeah,
Right. Now, today I had no problem. I
yeah.
clicked on your email for the Zoom meeting and the invitation came up and I could zoom up and down, scroll up and down,
Yeah,
no problem.
good.
So
Yeah, I
Thanks,
think
Pat.
it's a good idea to have it turned on more than once a week for this meeting.
yeah,
Yeah,
I know,
Yeah,
like with my
I-
tablets, like an older tablet,
it
if I
was
have it
turned
turned.
on a couple of times this week.
Mm.
good.
And how's your tablet working? How's your Kindle working?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
great. I love it. Oh, it's such a pleasure.
Good.
Glad to hear that.
It responds so fast.
hmm
I'm not used to that.
Well, that's good.
How about that notice? Is the notice still coming
Yeah,
up?
I've got a couple more things I want to talk to you about, but not here because you and I
Okay.
have to be working on the Kindles.
Okay,
Mhm.
all right. Very good.
There's another thing. I get this other notice every time I go to one of the games and I got to do something. But I don't know what to do.
I told Mom how to take a screenshot and
Oh,
then she
cool.
can email it to me. So she knows how to do that because we were
Wow.
working on this notice that comes up. Because you only get like 3 options to going to external links. It's like option number 1 is always go to the App Store. Option number 2 is don't open any links. But then you get this notice saying you have to turn this on. And then the other one is ask me before we ask me about opening this before we open the link. And that's
Mhm.
annoying too. So those are the only 3 options. So I found another option in there where you can put in what links you're going to be going to on a regular basis and it'll just let you go to them. So
Oh, that's
Oh,
good.
that sounds good.
there's so many different commands, it's just like a cell phone. It's like, where do I find this? I want to do that. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Hmm.
but that's good. It is
And
good.
you were gonna, I thought you were gonna set up someplace so I could just click into the Storyworth.
Well, you have to go to the bookmark.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
we'll
you
talk about that later.
Yeah. You go to your
Tomorrow or the
browser
next
and
day
then
or
click on the
whatever.
book. I set up a
Whenever you
bookmark.
have time.
Sure. Probably tomorrow.
Mhm.
What are you doing tomorrow, Mom?
Let's see, we've got a prayer meeting in the morning at 11
okay.
o'clock, but that's the only thing.
Okay. I'll be home all day, so we'll do sometime tomorrow.
Mhm. I'm home all afternoon.
Good.
Mom, I read your story about a memorable movie
Oh,
on the
did you,
beach.
have you seen that movie? Janet has seen it a couple of,
Yes,
and Dominic
movie?
too,
No, I've
on
not.
the beach.
it's
On
very
the
good.
Yeah,
Oh,
on the
yeah.
beach.
Very impressive.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
And
And
I
Mom
haven't
said
seen
she-
it since I
Yeah.
originally saw it about 60 years ago.
Oh,
And it's still pretty clear in my mind.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
I told Mom that it's on YouTube now, and I was gonna look that up and send her an email with a link to go right to
Mhm.
YouTube to watch that movie.
I
mhm.
would like to see it again. No.
Yeah,
Does Netflix have it?
no, it's on YouTube. I actually looked it up. I thought Netflix might have it, and they
Or
don't.
Amazon Prime?
Amazon Prime didn't have it either. There is, they did a remake of it
Yeah,
and
Really?
in 2000, but it's not as good.
Same
Mm.
title?
Yes, it's not
Well,
as good. It's got Rachel Ward in it from
mhm.
the Thornbirds
Mhm.
and Armand Asante, but it's in a more modern setting.
Hmm.
And Dominic and I did watch that the other day, but it's not as good.
oh, I'd rather see the original.
Is it
Yeah.
Gregory Peck?
Yeah, Aneva
Oh.
Gardner.
I
Yeah.
love, yeah, I
Yeah.
love Gregory Peck.
Me too.
I don't know what year that was made, do you? Like
Uh,
50s, right?
It seems to me it was 69.
That
I
lady,
can't remember. It's a black
I
and
thought
white movie.
I had it in the in my story when it came
Oh.
out.
I
Didn't
think
read
it was
the story yet.
15. I think it was I'd have to look. I think it was older than 69 because it's black and white. So
Yeah.
Mom, you said 59, 59 in
No,
your story.
69.
In your story, you wrote 59.
I did?
Yeah,
I think that is what it is.
Hmm.
Let me
I
let me
don't
look.
know.
I'm looking it up.
me too. 59, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, and Fred Astaire.
Yes. Yes.
He doesn't do any dancing in this one.
Right.
No, it's a different movie for Fred Astaire.
Yeah, very different.
It's a long movie, 2 hours and 14 minutes.
Wow. It's described in Wikipedia as a post-apocalyptic science fiction drama. I would never watch a movie like that based on that description.
Well, yeah, that description, that I would think that didn't sound good, but the movie was very engrossing.
Oh yeah, it is. And it's on a submarine. There's a lot of scenes on a submarine.
Mhm.
You
You
can,
remember that scene when they resurfaced along the California coast and they looked
Yeah.
out at the city and
yeah,
there were
Nothing.
just some
Right.
leaves blowing in the wind or something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
right. Yeah. It's pretty sad.
It's a horrible thought that it could actually happen, but
Oh, yeah. It's hard to watch. I mean, I don't know. For as
Yeah.
young as I was, it was hard to watch, you know.
you
Hmm.
know,
Hard to imagine something like that actually happening. And it was
Yeah.
during all that, time after World War II and the atom bomb was dropped and how much damage it did. And then there was that scare, and people were building bomb shelters and so on. I'm
but
sending
nobody
you,
ever thought that they'd have a fire on Maui that would destroy a whole
Right.
city like they
Right.
did. Things happen.
that
to
is
this-
just, I keep watching the news on that and it's just so horrible. I can't even imagine.
When you went to Hawaii, you just went to the Big Island, right?
Yeah, just
Hawaii,
no, not the Big Island. We went to Oahu,
Oh,
which is where Honolulu is.
oh, okay.
The Big Island is actually, I don't know, I think it's smaller than Oahu. I'm not sure though.
Hmm.
But we
I'd have
just
to-
went to that one island.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, it's awful.
I feel so
But
sorry for those people.
you know, so many people have died there, but when there was a fire a year and a half ago in northern Colorado, the Marshall
Right.
Fire, that burned like 1,100 homes and businesses.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yes,
Wow.
north of you, and you had
But there
smoke
were,
for
I think,
days.
only 2 people died. It happened during the day, you know,
Mhm.
like mid-morning or something, but there were 100 mile per hour winds, and we were in a drought, and it was December 30th. Who would think you'd have a
Yeah.
fire like that in December?
Yeah.
But it was that many houses, and mostly houses in some small like strip mall kinds of areas that burned. But
Yeah.
all those people, and that's part of the reason our insurance rates are so high, in the state.
Yeah, I mean, I think the circumstances for that fire was so bad because there was like a hurricane force winds. There was a hurricane that was going by, and there was like hurricane
The
force
hurricane
winds
was
that
500 miles south of them, but there were winds.
that was why it was so windy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's hard to imagine. I mean, that there's 1,000 people still unaccounted for. 1,000.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh my God.
I mean,
Wow.
it sort of reminds me of when 9/11 happened. They kept searching and searching
Yeah.
bodies and people, and they were just completely incinerated.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That's
that place had all of its historic charm and features, all the history there it'll never be
Yeah.
the same.
Oh no. I was reading up on that, and I was fascinated by all the history that city used to be back in the 19th century, the capital of the Kingdom of Hawaii. Before it was,
It's
part of the
really,
United States.
oh,
So lots of history there, lots of
yeah.
history.
Yeah.
I was watching them talk to this artist who was just going to open up his art gallery, and it had 50 years of his work in it,
Mm,
and it was
Oh,
all lost.
that is
irreplaceable.
Yeah.
tragic. I
Oh,
mean,
God.
talk about devastation. That's like your whole life's work.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's
I mean,
unbelievable.
you could have insurance money, but it's still
I don't know
irreplaceable.
how do the insurance companies handle all this? They can't pay everybody. They
And
go
with all
bankrupt.
when the
See how
houses that burned in Colorado, um, they found out a lot of people were underinsured. They wanted to
Oh,
keep their rates down, so they were
yeah.
underinsured. Their house literally burned to a crisp to the ground, 1,000
Mhm.
houses, and they didn't have enough money. Most of them didn't have enough insurance to rebuild. You know, it was, during COVID and materials and
right.
construction prices were high.
Mm.
Yeah.
There were shortages, and so many people just had to leave the area. And it's still a work in progress. It's still very few buildings have been rebuilt there, but a lot of people were underinsured.
But they are planning to rebuild
Not
the
everybody
town.
can, not well, it wasn't one little town. It was a big conglomeration of suburbia with like a couple of with like some strip mall areas. There were no like
Mhm.
downtown areas. It was newer building, like maybe building
Yeah.
within the past 20 years or so, 20, 30 years. So it was not like downtown areas, I don't think. That wasn't the majority of it, but people can't afford to rebuild there. They can't build the same type of house they had because they were
Yeah.
underinsured.
And then you've got to clean up so much.
Yeah.
And suppose 10 other people on your street don't, and it still looks like a ruins.
Right.
Do you want
Well,
to?
there has to
Is it
be
worth rebuilding?
there's probably some kind of like town local ordinances or something
Yeah,
that you have to do XYZ. I don't
right.
know. I don't know
There
to
are,
what
I mean, they
degree.
have that here. If there is a house that falls into disrepair and it starts becoming a security or a safety, like if kids go in there and started playing, it would fall down on them, and the town will go in and demolish
Yeah.
the house.
Oh,
They do that here. They'll
I wish
they'll
they would do
bulldoze it.
that here, because there's a lot of, just junk houses here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm. Really, really sad news about all that.
Yeah.
Just
And the fact that it happened at night, oh my God.
right.
It just,
Yeah,
it's,
they said they had warning signals or something, but no one heard them and they were
or they
sleeping.
said they didn't go off.
Yeah,
They didn't go off.
they
Right.
had sirens that were supposed to go off, but they didn't.
I read a headline that said they had 80 sirens on that island and none of them went off.
Hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who's
Somebody's
responsible
gonna.
for that?
But they're saying also that they ignored the facts building up to this, like the dry vegetation and land that used to be farmed that wasn't farmed anymore. It was just,
Right.
tinder, ready to burn.
But
Oh,
I heard
yeah.
that huge banyan tree is
Mm.
alive. It didn't die.
It'll take some years to
Yeah.
see how that does.
Yeah,
It didn't
I
burn down to the ground, but the soil underneath it, I think, got burned, and so
Yeah,
it'll
they
need
were
some.
watering, they've been watering it a lot to try to
Yeah,
yeah.
keep it alive.
yeah, that's a pretty amazing tree.
But everything that was around that tree, I mean, is gone. So the tree may
Yeah.
still be there, but I imagine they're going to end up building some kind of memorial,
Right, right,
for all the people that they're never going to find.
right.
And it's such a big resort area.
Mhm.
People,
I think,
Yeah.
tourism was a big
oh
factor
yeah,
in
Yeah.
the
Yep.
finances there.
yeah, it's pretty bad. Been watching a lot of news about that, but it's just hard to imagine.
Well, Pat, how are you feeling? How's your
Yeah,
diet?
how are you, Pat?
Good. I just took a phone call from the nurse and she said she's coming at 10 o'clock to take out my PICC line and discharge me from home care.
Yay.
Oh,
Oh,
so no
great,
more home
great.
care.
For
Wow.
home care.
No need.
Wonderful. You're done.
Oh,
So I'm
boy.
done.
That's a-
How's the healing from your scar, from your incision? How's that look?
Well, it's a big scar,
Yeah,
Yeah, but
But
I
it's-
mean,
It's not
close.
open. It's
yeah,
all closed. Yeah.
yeah. That's good. Oh,
Wow.
Yeah.
great. That's great,
Will you
Pat.
have a scar on your arm where the PICC line is, or what?
I don't think so. Who knows? I don't know.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
it'll heal up, but that sounds really good.
So, do you have any appointments with your doctor here, or the next one is in Boston in September?
They said they were going to call me to set up something in September, but they haven't called yet. So I don't know.
Okay.
Because to do a scan. So I don't know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
All good, Pat.
Yeah.
Good.
Eating what you want to eat, and that's great.
Yeah. That went really better than I expected.
Yeah,
You
I'm
know.
glad to hear that.
Yeah.
except for that first day there when,
When I was just having liquids.
yeah,
Yeah. But then it straightened out and went okay.
yeah,
I never had any problem after that.
Wow.
that's great.
I guess
Very
I'm in
good,
working
good.
order.
Yeah.
The plumbing is fixed.
Plumbing is fixed.
Oh, well, it's just nice to see you smiling, Pat, and looking happy about that.
Tomorrow I'm
gonna
getting a
get- You're
haircut.
Yeah, I was just gonna say,
Since
your
May.
hair is coming down.
Oh,
in your-
wow, Pat. Yeah.
Yeah.
And your old hairdresser's in town?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. That's great. Very,
Uh,
very good. Very good. Oh, I found out from Amy that Warren is not having his procedure next Thursday. He has a doctor's appointment to talk about having the procedure.
oh,
Oh,
Because they just called him and told him the results of his MRI and that he's got to have this surgery. It's called um, tubectomy or something like that, where they go in with laparoscopically with this tool into your sinuses to the back of the eustachian tube and
Ow.
put this thing in there, and then they're going to blow it up like with his a balloon. It'll
Mhm.
expand it, and they hold it there for 2 minutes, and then they'll pull it out. They may have to go in through his eardrum and open that up to clean out everything behind it. We're not really sure, but it's general anesthesia, so
Okay.
oh, good. I
yeah,
was saying,
oh,
it's
thank
very painful.
goodness.
They
Oh,
did tell him that
yeah.
it was
Yeah.
very painful.
yeah.
So
I'd say
Even with
knock it out,
anesthesia?
yeah.
I don't think he's ever had
Afterwards?
general anesthesia.
Well, he'll be glad he can.
Yeah.
I imagine it's going to be like a painful recovery for a week or two, but
Oh, yeah.
anyway, so he's going to the doctor Thursday, and they're just going to like, okay, here's what we got to do. Here's when we're going to schedule it, and here's what that's going to happen with the procedure and all that.
Okay.
We'll find out.
Well, I've had sinus surgery, and I
Oh,
was,
yes, right, you have.
and it's not too cool in the beginning. There's a lot of drainage coming out and everything, but it didn't take too long.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
all packed, and
right.
it's-
It turns out he's like been having really bad sinus problems for years, and he just never has gone to a doctor or an ENT for it, and he probably should have. So,
Yeah.
it just has gotten really bad. So he will be now.
Mhm.
Well, like I said, he'll be more aware.
Right,
And if something goes awry again, he can talk to the doctor and have it
right,
taken care of and not just let it go on and on and on.
right. He might need to be on more medication, something prescription instead of just dealing with over-the-counter
Right.
medications for sinuses.
Right.
Yeah,
Ugh.
right. So, but at least it's not a tumor in his brain.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
the good news. Yeah.
It is.
No.
Yeah.
And I have to say, he went to the 3M doctor, which is a nurse practitioner, and she did the exam on him. He has it every year. And she called him up and she said, okay, I want to talk to you about that because, you've got like a profound hearing loss from last year.
Wow.
And I want to talk to you about that. And they did talk on the phone a little bit. And then when she told him to come in and see her on a certain day, Warren brought his supervisor. So, because he knew something was going on and he may have to,
Need some time off.
I mean, he's been there 15 years. He and his supervisor are very good friends. The supervisor was in this meeting too. The nurse said, I hate to tell you this, but I've seen this before, and I think you may have an acoustic neuroma.
Mhm.
She's the one that put this idea in his head that he may have a brain tumor.
Yeah.
And he's been a nervous wreck about it, and Amy has been worried sick about it for all this time. I mean, this happened when they found out about this. It was like the week you were coming home from Boston.
Mm.
And then he had to go to the doctor and get an appointment for an MRI, and that wasn't until July 28th. He had to wait like a whole month to get the
Mhm.
MRI. Then he
Just
had
for
to
the
wait like
MRI?
10 days to get the results. And he called him after 5 days, and they said, oh, our special machine, our MRI fax machine has been broken for a couple of days, but it's fixed now, but we're behind schedule. We're behind a couple of days.
Mm.
So he had to wait all that time, and that nurse didn't even have to say that. She should have just said, why don't you just go to your doctor and get some follow-up with this and see what it is? Go to an ENT.
Right.
Instead of saying, oh, you may have a brain tumor. You know,
Well, maybe she was just trying to impress upon him that he seriously needed to do this, you know?
yeah, that's true. That's true. But I mean,
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
they did say, because she asked him about some other symptoms. He was having twitching on that side of his face, and he said, yes, I am. And he was concerned all of a sudden when she said his hearing loss was really severe. And Amy said, I've noticed that you don't seem to hear me very well either. So, but then just, worrying that it was a brain tumor,
Wow.
which is major when they've got a trip to New York planned and a wedding plans going on,
Mhm.
Anyway, it's all good. So, I mean, it's not good. He's going to have this painful procedure done, but at least it's not in his brain.
Right.
So, yeah. So they're happy about that.
Oh, yeah, that was an awful scare.
It was. It
Yeah.
was. And like I said, I didn't really tell any of you about it because there was so much other stuff going on. And then Dominic hurt his arm, and
Mhm.
there's just been a lot of stuff
So-
going on.
And how is Dominic doing?
He's doesn't move his arm in a certain way because it hurts. But I mean, he is managing to do things around here.
Hmm.
He's not just sitting in a chair. We have a self-propelled lawnmower so he can mow the lawn.
Mm-hmm.
And if he keeps his elbow, it's this arm, if he keeps his elbow tucked into his waist, he can use his forearm. It's whenever he tries to go and do anything like this.
He's
Yeah.
is he using the sling?
Not really, but he's just being very careful. I mean, but he's doing stuff. I mean, we had this big storm yesterday. There was lots of branches down in the driveway in the yard, and he went out there and picked them up with just the one arm. So he's managing to do what he feels like he needs to do in just shorter amounts of, shorter bursts of time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But we're waiting for his MRI, and we're hoping that'll be no surgery. Maybe just a tear that's got to heal, and he'll have to go to physical therapy probably. So he's hanging.
So, are you still gonna go and babysit Thursday or?
No, I don't think so, because I told Amy I thought his procedure was going to be Thursday, and it'd be outpatient, and Amy would have to go, so I would need to go watch the kids. But now he's just going to talk to the doctor, so I don't need to go over there for that. But I will whenever he does have the procedure, because Amy's gonna have to drive him and drive him home and everything.
It's outpatient.
It'll be outpatient, right? And they have those outpatient centers here.
Mhm.
All they do is outpatient surgery from 9 to 6,
Right.
or 8 to 6, or whenever they're open. So that's good. But everybody else is doing good here. Oh, when I went to see Ashley and Sullivan for just a few minutes before they all took off today, Sullivan said, "Hi, Grandma." And he's never said that before. So he said, "Hi, Grandma."
Sweet.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nice.
They're teaching him members of the family, like grandma, grandpa, sister, brother. And so he was saying some of those words, but yeah, it was nice to hear him say grandma. I mean, I couldn't totally understand it. It sounded like grandna or something like. As she said, Mom, he's saying grandma. I don't know how to say it.
oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
It is. He's doing good with his language.
Well, we had an exciting card game this afternoon.
Oh,
Really?
We had more fireworks.
Oh,
um,
We were almost finished playing. We were on the Queens, with progressive drumming. And Carol and Jen got into a big to-do over what she had done. And Carol said she had discarded 2 cards, and Carol said, no, I didn't. And they went back and forth, and they both got so mad. And then Jen just got up and stormed out. And went home. So,
that is so disruptive. I mean, she's done that before.
and just before that, a little while before that, Carol got into a thing with Rosetta, and Rosetta started to cry. She cries very easily.
Oh no.
But she did stay. She pulled herself together, but
why?
every
why does
time we have
Why does everybody still want to do this? Why do they still
That
want to
should
do
not
I'm
be
asking
invited.
myself that.
it? Yeah.
She made her cry? Ugh.
Well, she cries pretty easily, but it's
But
so stupid to get so upset over a silly little card game.
I mean, I would feel terrible if I made somebody cry over a silly card game,
Oh, me too.
I would feel bad about that.
I would be horrified.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Hmm.
Well, did you keep score,
Well,
Mom?
I don't know if Jen is going to come back next week or not. We'll
Mm.
have to wait and see.
I think it might be nice if she didn't come back.
So
Well, she has walked out a couple times before.
Right.
This isn't the first
Yeah.
time.
is this woman Carol? Is she the antagonist?
Yes, she's the one who keeps telling everybody what to do, and
Oh,
So you could plan.
nobody tells her what to do.
so she thinks she's
Yeah.
the boss of everybody.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ugh.
Has she lived there a long time?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Hey.
What would dear
Jen
Abby
is
Yes.
she was sitting across the table. She every once in a while she comes out with, she'll tell somebody, you've got too many cards in your hand. I guess she counts the cards and people are holding, like if you're on the 5s, she makes sure you have only 5, or more, or
Mm.
Oh my
whatever
goodness.
it is. I don't watch other people's hands. I just watch my own.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
you check your own hands. If you know it's 5s,
No.
you make sure you got 5 cards,
And she told Carol that she discarded 2, and the way Carol explained it, I think Carol was right. But
Mm.
Jen would not back down.
Wow.
She would never back down. She would get up and walk out.
Geez, what a shame.
No, it's so childish.
Really.
Yeah.
It's just a card game. I mean, in the
Yeah.
whole
It's
scheme of
supposed to be
things.
for fun.
Right.
Right.
A little social activity, interaction, use your
Yeah.
brain
Right.
cells. A little brain exercise.
And if
Geez.
somebody does make a mistake, you say, oh, whoops, I've done that. I mean, when we play, Mom, sometimes you do something silly and you put whatever the wild card is, you use that as a discard and you don't even
Yeah.
realize you're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Silly things happen and you just roll with the punches,
Yeah.
if you did it. But if she discarded 2 cards, she would know because she could count the cards in her hand and she'd know.
Yeah, and she showed us, the card that she discarded, and the one that below that was discarded by the other person next to her.
Mhm.
So there's no way that she could have discarded two,
Mm.
because it all started when Jen told Carol she had too many cards in her hand. She should
Oh, boy.
discard another one or something.
I mean, isn't life difficult enough without
I know.
fighting at
Yeah.
cards, you know?
I know,
Don't you already have enough struggles, you know?
right.
That's too bad.
Well,
It
we'll see
is.
what happens next week.
Yeah.
But they
Oh,
had
boy.
this, Elsie has started something new. She's gonna have a theme party once a month. And this month, the theme was blue.
Oh,
Everybody was supposed to wear blue, and
Oh,
she had the table set up with blue tablecloths, and there was a
Oh.
blue vase with flowers on it.
oh,
And she
nice.
provided, like appetizers,
wow.
made with crab meat,
Oh,
Wow,
which was, and she did it. It's all on her own,
wow.
all by herself.
wow.
Nice.
And so this cost her money. You know, she didn't take any money out of the treasury,
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
but
Did a lot of people go? Did a lot of people show?
yeah, I guess quite a
Yeah.
few went, and they all said that they liked it. So you know, they're looking forward to the next one next month.
Did you
And
go?
That's nice.
Did you
what
go,
was it?
Mom?
No, I didn't. I
Oh.
just didn't feel like it.
Hmm.
Well, that's
I was trying
nice.
to think what the theme is going to be next time. I can't remember it. No.
Hmm.
Well, that's nice, though.
But Elsie's daughter in Florida died last October.
Oh,
And Elsie went down there, and she was there until she didn't come back until May,
wow.
1st of May, because her daughter died without a will.
Ah,
It
Oh,
was
wow.
took that so long to settle the estate.
6 months.
gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but apparently there was quite a bit of money left. She had a big home down there, and they had to
Mm.
sell that. And so Elsie, I guess, inherited quite a bit of money. So I guess she was
Wow.
going to have these parties.
Mhm.
Wow.
That's kind of fun, though. You know?
Yeah, turning that around into something that others can enjoy, you know?
Yeah,
Right.
Nice.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I'll
Very
be,
nice.
Toby was over. Oh, do you want to say something about that, Joe?
no. What's up with Toby?
He's gonna rent an apartment
Okay.
here in Syracuse.
Good. Is he gonna
right
get one of those
downtown.
a loft?
It's gonna be in yeah, it's like a loft studio apartment. It's in the Nettleton Commons
Cool.
building.
So
Cool.
he's got to have like at least a 6-month rent lease, right? He's going to be around
Yeah.
for a few months.
Yeah, he has to sign a lease. I mean, I thought it would probably be a year, but I'm not.
Probably a year. Yeah.
In
Yeah,
the Nettleton Commons. That sounds really cool.
Yeah.
That sounds really good.
of
So
course,
he's
he's sold all his furniture and he got rid of all his winter clothes.
No, are you kidding me?
That's what he said. That's what he told me. Well, he
Wow,
likes
he really jumped in with both feet to that
He
move to
did.
Florida.
well, if he gave away his winter clothes, maybe he could go back to those people and say, can I have that parka back?
I can't believe he went to that extreme.
Yeah, he did.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow. I can't
Well,
imagine
yeah.
like getting rid of my favorite expensive coat. You know,
I know
he's
it.
gonna travel back there, you know.
Mm,
Yeah,
Yeah,
winter clothes are expensive.
yeah.
I know it.
Talk about starting over.
I'll be right back.
My
It's
gosh.
really starting over. So who knows what it'll do after a year, but I think he'll I think it's good he's got some time to think about it.
I thought he did all that thinking, in the past year or so, ever since Nala died.
I know.
It's been about a year and a half.
It probably really shocked him that his whole plan fell apart in a matter of days.
Well, he's never lived anywhere but that house
Yeah,
in his whole life. Well, no, that's not true.
he had the
Oh.
place in,
I mean, he's had different apartments, but
Yeah.
that was always home base, you know.
Yeah,
right. Right.
Um,
Wow. Okay.
so
Well-
he has lived in other apartments and things. I don't know what I'm saying here, but
Yeah, I know what you mean.
you know,
Right.
well, this apartment isn't furnished, is it, that he's renting?
no,
No. So he's gonna have to buy, and what
It's
happened to his couch? He loved that couch, and he
he
told me,
sold it to Frank, and Frank has it in an upstairs room in their house now.
and Toby loved that couch. He was like, I spent $1,400 or something on this couch, and I can't.
Maybe
He's
he'll
had a
ask
couple of
for it
garage
back.
sales, and he had a couple garage sales and couldn't sell it. And I was like, you might have to
Frank
end up just.
bought it, you know. Frank bought it, and it's not a comfortable
Oh.
couch at all. It's very
No, it is kind of hard, and it's got a low back, so it's not like
yeah.
you can sink into it and
Oh.
rest your head or anything.
No. It was
Wow.
totally just, you know, he liked the looks of it, but Frank uses it to sit on when he's playing his video games upstairs. So,
No. He doesn't have a table, nothing, a bed. He doesn't have a thing. But he's where he's staying right now. He can stay there till October 1st.
yeah, but I think he's going to take the apartment September 1st. So I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. Well,
That's all I know.
this is good. This is good because I was, last week you told us after that he's moving back to Florida, and we were like,
I don't know. I
go visit there anytime,
oh,
Okay.
that's the latest as far as I know.
Wow.
Yeah. I wonder if he's thinking of going back to finding a job of some kind, because what's he gonna do with all this time on his hands?
Yeah, I know.
With the
That's-
house, when he had the house, there was always things to do in the house. And
Yeah.
especially the
Yeah.
yard and
He was, you know, always like clearing out things and doing the yard and the gardening.
yeah.
Yeah.
The little
So neat.
apartment. Yeah.
But I think that it was interesting that he said, he was down there in Florida and he almost bought that place, and he already realized how much he missed family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can't see him moving away, actually.
Oh.
Interesting.
You know, he still has friends down there. He can visit in the winter if he
Right.
wants to.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Do
Yeah.
they have parking places for the cars in those apartments? Because it's kind of a tight spot there, isn't it?
No, they have a parking lot.
Oh, they do?
Hmm.
No garage.
No,
Hmm.
I haven't been in that building for ages and ages. That there was a
Oh,
hair
yeah.
company called Best and Company. I don't know
Oh,
if
yeah.
you remember that, Joe.
I remember that. I never went there, but
Yeah, Fran and I went there once. They had this package where you went and you got a facial and stuff like that, and they did your nails and you got a haircut and they served you lunch and all this stuff, and it was in the Nettleton
Oh.
building.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
yeah.
Cool.
Hmm.
Wow.
Nettleton was a shoe company?
Yeah,
Shoe
Middleton
company.
Shoes.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's on Willow Street, Willow and
Yeah.
Pearl,
Mhm,
State Street and Pearl.
mhm,
Willow and State Street.
yeah.
Yeah. And it's like 690 is right there.
Hmm.
But it's really, he could walk to Columbus Bakery. Easy,
Oh, yeah,
couple blocks. So he's in like the Little Italy section.
Hmm.
yeah.
Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
that's good. Now he's got to go buy furniture. Do
And winter clothes.
you have an IKEA there, Pat?
No, we don't. We don't have IKEA.
We don't hear. The closest one is Charlotte, which is like an hour and a half away.
Didn't I see something posted on Facebook, Janet, with you and Toby saying how an IKEA,
Yeah,
like a pickup location, you shop online and you can pick up stuff at this
yes, there is
Liverpool.
good. That's right. Thanks for reminding me. I saw that because I did search for if there was an IKEA in Syracuse, and it
Mhm.
said that Liverpool was going to have a pickup location.
Oh,
I don't know if he responded to that or not, but I was pointing that out to him. He could order online and then go pick things up there. I forget where it is. It's in Liverpool somewhere.
Yeah.
Which is kind of interesting that they would have a place like that
Yeah.
where you could order online and go pick it up. But you could build it. Yeah, everything has to be built. But
Right.
you know, he likes that kind of stuff. I've heard him mention IKEA over the years many times.
oh, yeah.
But I'm trying to. I'll have to look up those Middleton Commons apartments and see what they look like.
I've
Mhm,
got the map called up here. I'm trying to remember. Okay, State Street and
State Street and
get my bearings.
mhm.
yeah, if you know where Columbus Bakery is, it's just a couple blocks south.
I mean, you can see that building from like 81, right?
Yes, yes, you can.
I'm getting confused with that and the Pendleton building. They're both red brick, right?
The what building?
Yeah, red brick
The
buildings.
Pendleton mattress building, one that has the little house on top of this like 6-story
Yeah.
house.
Oh, that's way down by the mall. By
Oh,
the mall.
oh,
Yeah, that's farther away.
hmm.
Yeah.
They're redoing that building into apartments,
Yeah, yeah,
but they're keeping a little house on top.
right.
Yeah, I think that's cool.
I
They're
love
doing
that. Yeah. So there's no, yeah, I remember the Nettleton building from like driving on Route 81.
Oh, yeah. It's nice that they made that into apartments. It's really smart.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
There's, yeah. Hmm.
okay. So a loft is, I'm imagining very high ceilings and big windows, and
Yeah, but it's a
Exposed brick.
studio, I believe.
it's a
You know?
studio.
Yeah.
That's all he needs. Yeah. That's all he needs. And so he won't need a lot of furniture.
Right.
Well, he's lucky to have this house in the meantime.
Mhm.
Right.
That worked out nice.
Yeah,
Yeah. Very
Hmm.
good.
Well, he's not tied down, he can go anywhere he wants,
He can
whatever he
travel.
wants to do.
Yeah.
Right. It's a time to explore, so you try
Right.
something and maybe it's right and maybe it isn't,
Mhm. Right.
Yeah. So
Right.
you just figure out what fits.
Yeah.
Right.
Hmm.
Um, Yeah. He can travel around and visit different cities, fly here and there, and just for a few days. Joanne, I saw another article about Asheville
Oh,
yesterday, and the article it was just, regular Google News feed.
mhm.
And it was like, this is the coolest town in the state of North Carolina. And it was
Oh,
about Asheville.
hmm, hmm. I've never been there, but I've just read about the Vanderbilt, the
Yeah,
Vanderbilt,
I've read
Oh, yeah.
about that.
the
Oh, yeah.
history, the history, how they came to land there and build there, and
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
mm,
But yeah, he can set up his apartment, and then he should think about doing little trips here and there and
mm,
visit places, but then he have his home base there.
yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, if he wanted to, he could go down to Florida for a month. He could get a place down there, maybe.
Well, a lot of people do that.
Oh,
Rent a place.
yeah. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
they do. They do. Right. So we know he likes Florida, and he's got friends down there. So, and does he have a cousin down there? Does he have a cousin, Pat?
Yeah,
I thought so.
yeah.
Mm. What's the situation with the flooding that happened like Baldwinsville area last week? Are
Uh,
roads closed or,
oh, not now.
oh,
Okay.
Yeah, they were closed for a while, but I
For
guess
Wow.
a day or something.
Yeah,
oh,
you've had some storms up there.
Yeah.
tornadoes in the state.
Yeah.
One
Well,
one not far, one in Turin, Mom. There was a tornado in Turin, I read.
oh,
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I
yeah.
didn't read about that. Was there a lot of damage?
No, there was some, and it was
Mm.
definitely, National Weather Service, looked at all the data and said this was definitely a tornado.
Yeah, that's
Um,
pretty close to Lowville.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, I thought I was going to get time to put some more pictures in your book yesterday, Mom, but I ran out of time.
Oh,
I sort of got caught up in some work stuff and didn't get to it, but I will this week.
I like the photos you put in so far, Janet. They
oh
really
yeah,
add
it
a
You
lot
like
adds
it?
so
to it.
much. I'm so glad. Yeah.
It does
Yeah.
add to it, but I have noticed that there's some blank pages. So I don't know. Maybe before they print the book, they'll take out the blank pages. I gotta look into that and see. But putting
Well,
the pictures
there
in,
were some questions that they sent me that I just couldn't use. So is
right.
that what you mean by a blank page?
Well, no, just if you scroll through the book, the PDF of the book now, you'll see there's some blank pages in there. No, they're going to they're going to give you suggested questions every week, but you don't have to use those questions at all. Because
Yeah,
some of
there's
them,
some that I just couldn't use.
right, they don't pertain to you. So you can look through, you can write about something else or look at some of the other questions. Yeah. Some of them make no sense at all. Like, have you stayed in touch with the friends that you knew in the military and stuff like that?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's not going to pertain to you at all. So,
but
yeah,
there are
just pick.
lots of other questions. There's plenty of questions.
Hmm.
Yeah. Right.
I was helping Curtis has written this document about all the research that he did on ancestry and how they
Oh,
connected with people and how he came to this conclusion about who his paternal grandmother was and what happened in her life and how we're related to all these people that Curtis and I ended up having dinner with last month.
oh yeah.
and he has a bunch of photos, so I was helping him save those and get those put into the document. It's like 8, 9, well, with the photos, it's probably 10 pages long now.
Yeah.
Are you gonna get together with those people again?
Oh, I don't know, probably at some point. I don't know. But he wants to share this document with some of the people who helped him gather information. And he's like gonna ask permission if he can put their name in this document, because I think he can attach it somewhere in Ancestry. And he wants to make sure that everybody involved is okay with their full name being
Yeah.
used.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
But I think
Right.
all these people are on Ancestry already. I don't think anyone will
Mhm.
say no, but he just
Yeah,
wants to
probably
share.
not.
So he's a slow typer, you know, so it's taking him a long time to get that much typed.
Yeah. Well, that's a big project.
Yeah. And he spent years working on this, you know.
Yeah.
He wants to tie all the ends together. And, you know, we ended it with like saying, this is where my research has led me, my research and my DNA. So I hope it sparks conversations amongst the family and more research, you know, further back into this arm of the family.
Yeah.
Because they had absolutely no idea. Because his grandfather
Wow.
just had to reinvent himself and his family
Yeah.
history, and it wasn't the truth. He did that to protect himself, but
Wow.
it wasn't, you know, reality. So
Yeah.
good to know.
Yeah. The Ancestry, I mean, it can bring out a lot of hidden things.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah. Well, so
What's coming up this week, Mom?
yeah.
I don't think there's anything unusual, just the usual stuff.
Mhm. And Pat, tomorrow you have your last home visit with the nurse. Wow.
I sleep so much better without having the TPN.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
do you?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Really?
Yes. Well, I used to have to get up to go to the bathroom about 6 times a night.
Oh,
So
Many
Pat,
days.
you're not getting that IV feed
No,
anymore. Oh,
no,
okay.
I stopped it.
wow. Well, that's good to know that you're sleeping better
Yeah.
and you're just back to eating normally and drinking during the day and
Yep. Yep.
Mhm. Wow,
well,
what a relief. What a relief.
it was a crazy thing, but I guess it was necessary for a while, very necessary, but
Yeah.
so glad that's behind you now.
Yeah.
Yes.
I had never heard of anybody not being allowed to eat or drink
I
even
know.
water
Me neither.
for that long. I had never heard that before. I was amazed.
I know. Never heard of that.
Well, there's a lot of people that have worse kind of problems with their digestive system, like,
Mm,
go through things like,
mm,
Crohn's disease and those
Right.
kind of things.
yeah.
They sound terrible.
Mm.
Yeah, there's all kinds of things. I'll tell you something else that happened this week. Judy and Lenoy, they had 2 daughters, Debbie and
Mhm.
Donna, and they were actually closer in age to me than Judy was. Well, um, Donna and Mitch still live in Chattanooga, but Debbie and Rick live here now. And they're avid. I mean, she's, I think, 9 years younger than me. Whereas her mother is 13 years older. But anyway, So they're avid bikers. They trail bike all the time, and they always wear helmets and all this stuff. But he had a bike crash last weekend, and he broke his spine in 4 places.
Hmm.
Wow.
And during the x-rays, they found a mass on his bladder.
God.
Oh.
So we don't know any more about that.
Now, who is this, had this?
This is Judy, Wayne's
Yeah.
sister Judy, Judy, their 2 daughters, Debbie and Donna. This is Debbie, the older daughter. And
No.
it's her husband, Rick. They've been married for
Oh,
like
I see, yeah.
years. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow. How do you break your spine in 4 places falling off a bike? Holy smokes.
You know, he had a bad bike crash about 3 years ago and was in the hospital for a couple of weeks, and he had broken ribs and it punctured his lung, and
Oh
he
my
had a
God.
long recovery from that.
He must ride really hard.
They go on trails. They go
Yeah.
on trails. They've got good bikes and they wear helmets and all this stuff, but I don't
Can't
know
protect him.
any of the circumstances of this, but he's also a licensed chiropractor. So he
Oh.
knows what he is facing. But this mass in his bladder that he had no symptoms about is kind of scary. Haven't heard
Oh.
any updates on that. But
Wow.
I think he's like 62 or 63.
Hmm.
I think he should give up the biking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
Well, if they do like off-road biking, I think that can get kind of rugged if they
Well,
want
they do. They
to
do.
take it in that direction. Yeah.
They go on trails, but they also go onto the dirt trails and the
Yeah.
off-road bike trails because there's a lot of those around here.
Yeah. Right.
And like I said, I don't know exactly how it happened, but
You're on a trail like that, you have a crash like that. What does it take to get emergency crews to go
yeah.
pick you up?
I don't know any of the circumstances, but I
Ambulance.
know that Debbie was with him when it happened, so I'm sure I don't know where it happened. They live
Yeah.
over in Greer, which is near the BMW plant, but
I mean, it happens with
that's
people in the mountains, you
right.
think you're invincible and you're going mountain climbing and stuff, and somebody
Oh.
falls off a ravine or something
Right.
and has to be rescued.
Oh, I know.
It's
People that go off on hikes like that by themselves and then they're lost for a week and then they find them finally and they're just barely alive.
if you belong to one of the clubs or if you follow the rules, you're supposed to tell people where you are going, what trail you're going to be
Yeah.
taking, and when you plan on returning.
Right.
Because it costs a lot of money to send a rescue crew out there,
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow.
I
And
remember
skiing.
one time when Dave and I went camping and canoeing up in Algonquin. And when we signed in and picked up our canoe, they said
Where's
when
that?
Algonquin's
Sorry.
in northern Ontario, Lake Opeonga, you can kind of look it up on a map, but yeah, it's Algonquin National Park and Lake Opeonga. And when we were registering and they said, what day are you going to be back? And we said on such and such a day. And they said, okay, give me the phone number for your next of kin.
Yeah. Must have been in the rugged wilderness.
Oh, it was very rugged. We had to portage, you pick up our canoe and all of our stuff and carry it over areas where there was no water and get to the next. I mean, they had really good maps and stuff, but I think that was like a 4-day trip, but there was lots of bears and the black flies were like thousands of them hovering an inch from your skin.
Oh, I've been in
That
the
was like-
Adirondacks once during Black
That was a
Flies.
nightmare. That was a nightmare.
So
Yeah.
Janet, was it an enjoyable trip?
Other than that, yeah. And then when they told us that we had to hang all of our food and garbage from a bag, put a rope over a tree wherever you camp, there wasn't like campgrounds, you just hiking in the wilderness. And so the
Mhm.
bears can't get to it.
Right. Well,
And
bears can climb trees, you know?
yeah,
Oh,
well,
yeah.
we did that and we didn't have any problem, but I remember the next morning hearing pots banging far away. And
Mm.
then a closer campground, they were banging pots.
Scaring
It
the
was
bears
getting
away.
closer to us, so we were like, okay, let's start banging pots. Bears don't like that. Didn't
Yeah.
see a bear. Didn't see a bear. Saw lots of black. Yeah, so you've been through the black fly thing up there.
Yeah, but people wear these hats with nets that go cover their entire head and shoulders.
We didn't have one of those.
Yeah.
But how old were you, Janet? 20 something in
Yeah,
Invincible?
probably 20, probably
Yeah.
20.
Yeah.
Yeah, 20,
You
21,
know,
19.
in our
I don't know.
newspaper that I get, there's once a week they have this article that covers what the forest rangers in the Adirondacks. Uh,
I've read that.
you've read those?
Oh,
Yes.
All the people who
They're
got
busy all the
lost
time.
and
oh, that would be interesting.
broken ankle
Mhm.
or leg or knee or that
Yeah,
had to
they're
be
busy.
carried out and
Yeah.
all the things that those rangers have to do. My gosh,
Yeah, right.
Wow.
they really people keep them real busy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they've talked about in Colorado here, it's like, you need a helicopter to go and rescue you.
Oh
And what does
yeah,
that cost?
Mhm.
About
If
$60,000.
you went off trail somewhere, or you were skiing off trail and you caused an avalanche,
Yeah.
or you got caught in an avalanche because you and your friends thought it would be cool to ski in this untouched area.
Right.
I think people do sometimes get a bill, for that kind of
It can be
rescue
very
stuff.
expensive.
Yeah.
You can get helicopter insurance and it costs about $150 a year, and you will have helicopter service if you ever need it.
$150?
Yeah, $150 for the insurance. I don't know how often you pay. They might have a monthly plan too, but somebody came to our Kiwanis Club once and told us about this helicopter insurance. And then if you never ever needed to be airlifted or anything like that, because I had a friend who actually did have to be airlifted to Charlotte. It was an hour and a half away, and her bill was $65,000 for the helicopter, one-way helicopter ride. But this insurance is something you can actually buy in case you ever need to be airlifted anywhere. I mean, I didn't
Who
buy it.
thinks about that,
I guess
know.
your normal health insurance doesn't cover
No,
helicopters.
doesn't cover helicopters, but they do.
Well,
It's like the National Helicopter Service.
Can you refuse the helicopter ride? You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not fond of helicopters. I don't trust them.
I've never been
know?
in one. I don't know. I think sometimes it's you need it. Like Dominic and his friends were way up in the mountains motorcycle riding, about 10 years ago, and one of the guys was diabetic. He wasn't eating right that day, and he had his blood sugar went up to like 400, and he blacked out on the bike, and he had a horrible crash, and he had to be airlifted, and it took a while for. I mean, when you've got roads that are really curvy and you can't go faster than 30 miles an hour, you need a
Where
helicopter.
you gonna land, right?
Right.
A
And so
helicopter.
he had to be on the road. The helicopters can land on the road, I guess. But anyway, I think they were on the Blue Ridge Parkway, but he had to be airlifted.
But if you're doing like extreme sports or extreme
there's no roads.
trail bike riding and stuff,
Right. I have no idea where this happened.
But if that's your habit to do that kind of thing, that might be a good idea to get that insurance.
Outside my hospital room, there was a helicopter pad, and I watched the helicopters come in and out.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I mean, it does. One time when I was at my oncology appointment, I got out in my car to come home, and there was all this hubbub and the helicopter landing pad for the hospital is right next to that parking lot. And the helicopter landed, and a whole bunch of EMS people got on the helicopter
Hmm,
and took off.
yeah. We're pretty close to a hospital facility here, and they have, places for helicopters to land. So we occasionally see a helicopter going toward the hospital or away from the hospital.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's definitely faster than driving,
Yeah.
waiting for an ambulance to show up.
Could I just get a helicopter ride from home to the hospital next time I have?
Yeah.
That would be so nice, Pat.
Would that
Yeah.
insurance cover it? Because $150 would be cheaper than,
Well,
Yeah.
I think it's for emergencies, Pat. I
Yeah.
don't think it's for like a regular hire. That
Yeah.
might be considered a rental. I don't know
Yeah.
if it's an emergency. Oh
It would be
man.
real handy.
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Just makes me want to stay home. I don't risk going anywhere, you know?
Yeah. I
Well,
know.
I never
I'm just-
wanted to do anything dangerous, and I certainly don't now.
Right.
No, I do not. I'm not a danger seeker. I don't want to jump out of a plane. I don't even like a roller coaster.
No, me either.
Oh,
Me
no.
And
either.
then when you hear about this over in Germany, some little boys were going on this big slide that's like 179 feet high, and they're on a raft, but this 10-year-old boy got separated from his brother. They were holding hands and their rafts were together as they go down this big water slide. And his little brother's raft went airborne, and he got thrown up into these safety nets,
Oh my God.
and he was decapitated, and his brother saw it happen.
Oh my God.
I mean, why would you even have a ride like? Of course, I think this ride has been there for like decades, and nothing like this has ever.
Oh,
But
oh.
now that ride is shut down for good.
Right. And like parents think this is an okay thing to do.
I know that's
You gotta
so.
wonder.
I saw a picture of it, and it's like, oh my gosh, you would send your 10-year-old child on that?
Yeah. Wow.
Who, I mean, there
That's
has
like
to
an
be some kind of a
18-story.
weight.
Yeah. That's like an
Like you need-
18-story building. 179 feet, 180 feet. That's
It's
an
huge.
18-story building.
It's huge.
Why do people need to do these things? Why do you need to go on a ride like that? I don't get it.
I don't know. I never have,
People do a
never
lot of
even
crazy
liked
and
those.
dumb things. Yeah.
What's that, Pat?
People do a lot of crazy and just stupid.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
rock face climbing and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's big here. Yeah.
I know it is.
Yeah.
I
And
know.
then they sleep on the side of that rock face halfway up,
Hanging from a hammock,
dangling.
like who's gonna sleep doing that?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Why?
Mhm.
I don't
like-
even like to watch videos of stuff like that.
I like
Yeah.
it here in my little house.
I like to be safe.
Hmm.
Be safe. I wear my seatbelt.
Yeah.
It's bad enough reading about that lady that had the snake drop on her, and
Oh,
then
that was the most horrible thing I've ever heard of in my life.
how did the snake drop from the sky? Did the hawk have the
Hawk
snake?
dropped it.
The
And
hawk
Yes,
dropped
he
it.
dropped it? Okay.
And then he came back to get it.
And then he came back to get it.
And the snake was trying to bite her in the face, and then the hawk is attacking her arm, and
And the snake
Oh.
was tightening around her arm.
Yeah.
The hawk was trying to get it off. And she said that the wings kept hitting her in the face. Can you imagine having, even at an
Yeah.
arm's length, having
They're
the
big.
snake and the hawk right there on your arm?
Yeah. She's just driving
agitated
on her
hawk.
tractor, minding her own business.
Mhm.
what are the chances of something like that? It is
Oh,
really bizarre.
it's
That
a,
was horrible
it's
to
just a
even read.
nightmare.
That's why I said it reminds me of a Far Side cartoon. You know, Like, what are the chances? You know, a freak of nature kind of thing. You know,
I know.
um,
just crazy coincidental
Yeah.
that you could never, like, it did sound like a horror movie, you know, like The Birds.
Yeah. 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 Ugh. Ugh.
Yeah. Hmm. Well,
Well, I'm gonna have a quiet week here in Aurora.
okay. I
Just
hope you
quiet.
have a quiet week.
Yeah. No
Yeah.
adventures here.
Gonna work 5 days?
4.
Good. Good for you,
Taking,
Joanne.
taking Friday off.
Hey, I've been sharing the retirement countdown timer clock thing
Oh, yeah?
website. I've showed that to several people.
Yeah.
How many
I
days,
wish I'd known
Joe?
about it.
Oh, I know. I haven't looked at it in a long
Oh.
time, but
I know, but it's pretty neat.
yeah. Yeah. You can set it to count months or weeks or days or hours, I think, if you want.
Seconds.
Don't look at it too often. Not too
Yeah.
often.
Right.
know?
You wouldn't want to be looking at it every day, but
Right.
it's kind of fun. It is fun.
Yeah. But it's close enough to the end now. So it's like I can look at it like, okay, say I'm a contract worker to do this work for CPR, and I'm 1 month into an 18-month contract, or 2
Mhm.
months into an 18-month contract,
Mhm.
and then there will be an end to that contract and I'll be done. There's, light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
So how are things at work, Joe?
Well, I think I told you that we have a hiring freeze. They're not replacing
Right.
most positions if someone leaves. They ended our 401, our 5% match for our retirement fund, and nobody's getting a raise this year.
Oh,
So
I
I'm
hate that.
looking at it like I'm out like a little over $6,000 this year between those two things. So I'm taking off every day, every minute that's available to me. I'm not
Do
giving
it.
up anything. And who knows what it'll be like next fiscal year, I have no idea.
Oh,
Um,
it's
yeah.
tough.
And
Nonprofit
then
gift giving is tough right now.
they ousted this guy. Oh my God, it's such a beautiful
Yes.
thing. This guy's been there 16 years, so ineffectual, and he's a talker, and um he can engage in conversations, but as far as actually getting work done or coming up with new ideas, he's been terrible.
Yeah.
And when they told us that he was leaving, there was like 30 people on the call. No one said, "Oh, gee, what a shame." Nobody said that. Nobody planned like a goodbye Jim kind of party, meet us at this bar or restaurant. Nobody planned anything like that. He's just gone. And they eliminated his position. They restructured a couple of
Mhm.
departments and eliminated his position, which is just a way of saying we need to fire you, and this is how we're going to do it, so you can't sue us, right?
It was the polite way to do it.
Right. And I felt kind of bad for him for about 10 minutes, because about a year ago that he was married and his husband left him and got a divorce. And now he's like 62 years old, 63 years old, and he's lost his job. So I felt bad for him for about 10 minutes, but I got over it quickly because he's just been a jerk.
Early
He's been
retirement.
not nice to a lot of people, and he's not a leader, and he's not even a helper. I'm just so glad that he's gone.
Well, it's good that they recognize that.
Yeah, it took
Change.
5 years for the new president to recognize that,
Yeah.
I think, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But
Isn't
Yeah.
there one good word you can say about him?
He's gone.
I don't know.
Can't think of one.
It was just so sickening because he presented himself like, everybody loves me. I'm such a swell guy. It was like he
Oh, one
thought
of
he had a
those.
halo. I thought he had a halo, and everything
One
he
of
did was
those.
just wonderful. But he would steal your ideas. He did that to me a couple times and present them as his own.
Oh, I don't like that.
It was
I know how
terrible.
that feels.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's happened to me. It happened to me with him a couple times. And it was years ago, but it's like you don't forget that, and he did it to other
Oh.
people, and he would put the admin assistant in really uncomfortable positions, like having to reach out to people when it was the wrong thing to do. And he directed the admin person to do this, and she got a lot of flack from the people, the organization she had to reach out to.
He
And
told her to do
all
it.
his
Oh,
fault.
yeah.
he never said that he was sorry, and she's gone now, but he just doesn't know how to recognize his failures, his flaws. He just thought so highly of himself. I'm serious.
He loves himself.
Yeah. Yeah. And he grew up evangelical Christian,
Hmm.
and I think his father, but he's only had like 3 jobs in his adult life. One of them
Wow.
was at an evangelical radio station and TV, a radio and newspaper kind of organization. So it's all about Christian stuff. And he was on the radio for Christian broadcasting.
Mhm.
And then he had a job at a public radio station up in Boise, Idaho for a couple years. And then he came to CPR. So those are the only jobs that he had listed in his adult life on LinkedIn. So I think he was an evangelical. And he just, because of his church stuff and affiliations, he just always, it's like he presented himself as better than everyone else because he was involved with the church. And that made
Don't like
everything
people
okay.
like that.
But he was gay?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So that's odd coming from, maybe he had to break away from the
Yeah, I don't know
evangelical.
about the evangelical, but he was going to this Episcopalian church. But he and his partner got married in Hawaii just before it became legal in the US. It was legal in Hawaii, I guess. But they were together a long time. And I think it was a really bad breakup, had to sell their house and all that. So, but doesn't deserve sympathy from anybody.
And he's gone.
Yep. His office is empty.
Did he leave that day?
No, he had 3 more weeks.
Oh,
So uncomfortable, so uncomfortable. I mean, the higher ups, I'm sure, and HR had talked to him about it before they announced it to us. But and he got a severance package. But once all the plans are in place, they had to tell our department about it, But the CEO, when he told us about it, he was saying the words like, "I know it's difficult to say goodbye to a coworker, so please do send him your best wishes and wish him well." And then he went on to something else. He's like, he's not going to miss this guy at all. And nobody else. The only people, we have this intranet where you can write stuff. It's just for CPR stuff. And the only people who said things like, "Jim, I'll miss you. It's been so great," were people who didn't work with him
oh,
in other departments. Yeah. So that's what's going on at the radio station.
oh boy.
Yeah. So
I'm going to go to lunch in 2 weeks with my former boss, Heather.
Oh, really?
That'll be fun.
Oh, nice. You
Oh,
really
that'd
liked
be
her.
nice to catch up on.
I miss her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, well, that's great.
Yeah.
that's nice.
Oh.
Well, I want to show you guys a video. I got it up on my screen here. Let me just share my screen. Hold on. This is just something that happened this week. There's no sound.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Janet.
little baby bears.
Little bears playing in the front yard. There's no bird feeder out there.
Wow.
They're like playing.
Where's
Wow.
Mama?
I don't know where the mama is.
Wow. How long did they hang around?
This was about 1 minute and 15 seconds, and then you'll see them run off.
Hmm.
Gee,
They
that's
are
so close to home.
Right
right.
outside the front door.
They are cute from a
Watch
distance.
them. They're gonna get a little bit excited here.
Oh, they are cute.
From a distance.
Yeah.
There we go. Whoa. Posturing. Is the one on the right bigger than the one on the left? Maybe not.
Yeah, one of them, the one on the tree there, he's a little smaller, but he's a little bit more aggressive.
Likely siblings.
I mean, I should have opened the door to scare them off, but they were so cute. I just took a video instead.
Yeah. They weren't hurting anything.
there they go.
Yeah,
Yeah, they were still playing in the back there, but
Oh,
yeah.
they were there for a while. I thought I had my camera on video and it wasn't. So then I had to read
Oh,
it and I thought, oh, stick around so I can get a video. And they did stick around
yeah,
for another minute.
yeah. Oh,
I wonder how old they are.
I think these may be two of the ones. Remember we had a mama bear and 3 babies last year?
Mhm.
hmm
Maybe 2 of the babies.
yeah. Jan, have they ever come up like on your deck or near a door or
Yes,
anything?
they have come up on the deck. One time we looked out the living room window, which my chair is that far from the window, and there was a bear right there.
Oh my God, did you
He's
jump?
leaning up on the window, and
Oh
he
my
had like he'd
God.
been under the deck or something, he had cobwebs all in stuck in his ears.
Oh, we see this happen in Colorado quite a bit, bears will find a way to open the door to a house and get inside somebody's
Yes,
kitchen.
Yeah.
yes, yes. Or people they get in people's cars if people leave like food wrappers or
Can't leave,
half-eaten food in their cars.
yes, you can't leave any food in
They
your
know how
car.
to open car doors.
They do, and
So
they will demolish the interior of your car.
anyway, isn't that cute?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they are cute.
that
They
was
are
cute.
cute.
They
Yeah.
do look fluffy and friendly, but if you look at their feet are huge, and the claws coming out of
Yeah.
them are
Oh,
huge.
Yeah.
oh
Like the
boy.
length of their claw is as big as your finger. If they're huge,
Yeah.
huge
Yeah.
feet.
Oh
So
gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
very cute. Well, it was
And
good to
what,
hear an update on Toby.
Oh,
And everything. So
well, I'm glad Toby's sticking around for a while.
Yeah.
right. Yeah. And he'll get to, see everybody at the party, which will be nice.
Yeah. Well, he had already bought a ticket to fly home.
No, he did
He
buy a
did.
ticket, didn't he?
Yes. He wasn't gonna miss the party.
oh
Right.
my gosh.
He had bought a ticket to fly home,
Mm,
Oh,
thinking he was going to be in Florida.
mm.
have to get his money
It's-
back.
That's
I
why I
hope
always
so.
buy insurance, or maybe he could have a voucher or something for future travel. I don't know. With the insurance, it's kind of like it's not just like, oh, I changed my mind. It has to be like a valid, something out of your control kind of reason, I
Like
think,
a death in the family or something.
No,
or a
Yeah.
medical
I
situation.
don't know. I don't know. Maybe he can just reuse it sometime when he wants to fly to
Right.
Florida.
Right, as a
Yeah,
voucher or
Do it,
something.
yeah, do it instead of Florida to Syracuse and back, opposite. I'm sure they
Yeah.
would be happy to do that.
I got I got insurance on my ticket when I
Mhm.
bought it to come home. And I was looking at vaccinations. Vaccinations, I can get the flu vaccination. My HMO Kaiser's going to have them early September,
Oh, I
hopefully.
need to do that too.
And the COVID, they said this bivalent COVID booster, you can get one once you're 65 years old, you can get a second booster for that 4 months after your previous one. But mine was at the end of May, so I wouldn't be eligible for that till like the end of October.
Okay.
And then there's this RSV vaccination,
Oh,
and
yeah.
they responded and said there's the CDC and the two other two organizations that are coming together with terms, and then the Kaiser people have to like decide what they're going to go with, and they haven't decided yet. But you can get it at Walgreens. You can get an RSV vaccination at Walgreens,
Yeah,
which I might just do.
I can get all my vaccines at CVS.
Yeah, before I fly out there, I might get that. I can get the flu shot and maybe the RSV.
Yeah.
But the COVID booster will have to wait till I get back.
Mhm.
Um,
Lots to do.
yeah,
Yep,
I'm so glad I have a direct flight, no layovers.
I know. That's great, Joanne.
Yeah.
That is great.
And Mary Beth is going to be out of town. I'm so bummed.
Oh, I
Yeah, that
know
is
it.
too
That's
bad.
awful.
I
That
know
is
it.
terrible timing.
Yeah.
I
But
know. I
her
talked to her
trip,
like once every 3 months, and we end up talking for like 2.5 hours every time.
Yeah.
You know, but so they're going to Belgium. They wanted to plan a trip to Europe, and her husband did all this research and chose Belgium. And apparently there's some art to see there. Pat, we
Oh.
talked about that. This
Yeah.
altarpiece, this
Yeah.
well-known altarpiece. But anyway, they were going to go in May, but John's back, he has some back trouble and was acting up. So now they planned it for September. And it just happens to be, you know, they're leaving 2 days before I get there, and then they'll be back the day that I leave to come back to Denver. So
Okay.
I won't be able to see her, but you know, I have my rental car, and you know, I got a Camry. I don't want anything too small, and I used my credit card points for the rental car. Yay!
That's great.
But you know, I want to go to Green Lakes for sure. You know, anybody who wants to go on the Green Lakes, get in the car with me.
We expect you to go to Green Lakes.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you want to go, Pat, you know,
Ashley loved it. Ashley and David loved it.
yeah.
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 I just want to sit on that bench up at the top of the golf course
Oh, yeah.
and look at that
The view.
view
That view.
Yeah.
and that whole road going up there, you know.
Yeah.
Where
looking
the,
back
beautiful.
where
on
the
lake.
trees are.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I've
that
been
was
to
So I
their
went to,
restaurant. I've been to
um,
their restaurant up on top.
I
there.
think I went, Mary Beth and I went once, and we sat down on the patio out back, and it's like it took forever for them to come back and wait on us, so we just left.
Yeah.
Oh, I've never eaten there.
Yeah. Exchanged hands a couple times, I think.
Yeah.
I think so. I think
But
so.
that I had no idea. I thought it was like a private golf course thing. Maybe years
Yeah.
ago it was. I didn't even know that was up there when we were kids going to the beach.
Oh, yeah. I
had
didn't either.
no idea. But the patio, the view from that patio is just
Right.
spectacular. In
Oh,
fact,
it
that's a
is.
screensaver. Well, one of my
Is-
screensavers, I think on my laptop here, is a view, like a drone view over Green Lakes and Round Lake.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So pretty.
it is.
Yeah, maybe Toby
I
would do
was
something.
there for my birthday a couple years ago with Kelly and Sarah.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. And you ate there?
Yeah, on the patio. It was a real nice day.
Oh,
Yeah.
that sounds good.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's great.
What a gem that place is.
Hmm.
Yeah.
They were
Met a guy at the car show.
Their kids' playground and everything now. They're still
Yeah.
working.
They recently just had a big $1 million renovation of like,
Yeah.
remember what the building where you could change your clothes,
Yeah.
buy an ice cream bar?
Right.
That used to be like when we were kids. It's a
Yeah.
beautiful new building now, stone
Yeah.
structure, and
Wow.
I think you still have to watch out for ticks in the woods there, though. You know?
Oh, it's kind of a
Oh, I'm
hotbed.
sure. I'm
It's-
sure.
It's
Yeah.
very, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Um,
ticks in that area.
Yeah. You don't want to
That's-
get West Nile.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't want to get Lyme disease.
Lyme disease. Yeah.
Right. No, you
So,
don't.
you know, it'd be nice to see Green Lakes and Skinny Atlas, you know,
Mhm.
just the drive there. I mean, it's like you can drive 15 minutes and 20 minutes, half hour tops, and it's so many different bodies of water. And so,
I know.
you know, you just don't have that here. You don't have that here. I really
Wow.
miss it, you know.
But you have the mountains and we don't have that.
Well, the mountains are good 45 minutes to an hour from where we live. We have to go, we live on the east side of the
Yeah.
city, so you have to go all
Right.
the way through the city and the horrible, horrible traffic to get there.
Yeah.
When we drive up to Rocky Mountain National Park, it's about an hour and a half, and we take this extra long loop highway that goes way east around the city. We want to go west, but we'll go east and north first, as a toll road, just to avoid that the main highways in the city area. It's terrible. It's an hour and a
Yeah.
half drive, and once you get past Boulder, you know, the city of Boulder. It's a beautiful
Right.
drive,
Mhm.
Right.
but like we can't see the mountains from our house. You know, if you go down, you know, a quarter or half a mile down this one road, there's a bit of a hill and you can see west.
Mhm.
Although that new hospital complex has taken up a lot of that view, but you can see some mountains there.
Yeah.
But being so close to water is a different experience, different feeling.
Yeah.
Finger Lakes
Upstate
was
New
nice.
York, definitely. Oh yeah,
Go
the
to
Finger
Finger Lakes,
Lakes,
go to Thousand Islands, you know.
Thousand Islands.
Mhm.
Oh, the Thousand Islands is.
Yeah.
I
And
never get tired of going there.
even Onondaga Lake has been cleaned up, right?
Well,
Yeah, and they've talked of making a public beach there, but I haven't heard
Mhm.
anything more about it
But you
lately.
know, Oneida Lake is so close, you know, and there's lots of other little lakes and waterfalls, and you go to
Right.
Lake Ontario and it looks like the ocean, you
mhm.
know.
Oh, I know. I know.
Yeah,
That was the ocean.
yeah, and the
And
whole thing.
my kids are excited. I mean, Colton and Summer have a place on Oneida Lake,
on the
and
lake.
Amy and Warren have a place on Oneida Lake. So they're really looking forward to. They all love to fish. I don't know
Yeah,
if
well,
they'll
it's
go
a
fishing.
great fishing place to go
Mhm.
fishing, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Mom, thank you for taking us to Green Lakes and Sandy Beach and Oneida Shores when we were kids.
Yeah.
Oh,
It stuck with us, you know.
Oh
Those
yeah.
memories.
Good
Oh,
memories.
definitely.
Yeah,
Great memories.
yeah,
Very good. Very
Yeah.
yeah,
good.
we went to Green Lakes quite a bit.
yeah.
Oh yes.
Packing up a
Terry
cooler.
Parker and I used to ride our bikes out there to Green Lakes.
That's a long
You
bike ride.
did?
Yes, we did.
I don't
That's
remember
a
that.
long bike
We
ride.
did it a few times. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we did it a few times. It was
I rode my
it was her idea, and I was like, okay, and it wasn't very long.
I remember riding my bike once with Lisa to Oneida Shores. I spent the day there and rode the bike home. I was totally sunburned.
We always got sunburned
Yeah,
back then because they didn't have sunscreen,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So
But yeah, a lot of great memories of all the lakes and I remember going to Aunt Kitty's friends was at DeRuyter Lake.
DeRuyter.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I
that was
remember
beautiful.
that
That
and
was
seeing
beautiful.
there was an
Well, yeah, she and Dick had rented a house there on the lake.
oh
And Beaver Lake too. That's beautiful place to
Oh,
go
yeah, Beaver Lake.
hiking.
Yeah.
Yeah, Beaver Lake
I
is
don't
really
know a
good.
lot about that. I think maybe I went there once with you, Mom, on a folks march or something. I really don't remember that much about
Oh,
it.
It's in
I
Baldwinsville, isn't it?
remember
Yeah.
Penny Gosberg and I went on our skis totally around the Beaver Lake
Right.
Wow.
Wow, Mom.
on a Saturday morning. It
I
was
went
nice.
cross country skiing with Fran there around Beaver Lake too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Remember doing that.
You know, Curtis and I, we left the house at like 8:20 today. We were outside from like 8:30 till, 12:15, 12:30. And I don't usually spend that much time outside, because it's like too hot or I've got a headache or something,
Mhm.
Yeah.
It just felt good to be outside for that long, you know? It was such a nice day. The temperatures were low and it was kind of cloudy in the
Yeah.
morning. Then it cleared up a bit, but just to be out. I mean, the cemetery is like a big park, really, not like park facilities. Like if you brought trash in, if you brought stuff in, you got to bring your own trash out. There's no facilities or anything. There was no porta potties for this event, but it's park-like in a setting because the trees are so beautiful. Some paved narrow roads, some paved, some dirt. But Betty May's family, her parents and her sister are buried there. And on that headstone, Betty May's not there, but we had her name inscribed on that same headstone.
Oh,
So I'm wearing one of Betty May's rings today that she bought for herself. It's blue zircon.
Oh,
And
nice.
it's was before like blue topaz became
yeah.
Oh, yes.
popular. It's
Yeah.
not, I don't know if it's heat treated or not. It's not zirconia, it's a natural stone, but
It
It's
looks
a-
like blue topaz.
It's different from blue topaz. It's darker. It's got a little more green in it. It's hard to tell.
Very
But
pretty.
I'm sure she bought this for herself because it's an alternative birthstone for December. Her birthday was in December, and so I just wore that to the cemetery today.
You know,
That's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. So there's an area of the cemetery called Millionaires Row, which is where a lot of the cars started. You know, the cars started the parking on that area. A lot of the rich and famous and founders of Denver, philanthropic people. I see names on there that I recognize, family members, family names who are, philanthropic in the community. They call it Millionaires Row. It's when people had mausoleums and,
Yeah.
you had some of those people donating to a CPR.
yeah, the families or the family foundations, that
Oh,
was started generations ago
mhm.
as a tax haven.
You
Mhm.
know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got talking to a guy there today who had a 60 something Corvair. Remember when Dad had a Corvair
Yes.
for a
Yeah.
short while? This was like a super sport Corvair, not the same model that we had. But was it a Corvair? I'm trying to remember. Anyway, this guy,
He had a Corvair.
yeah, this one was yellow, but this guy was from Rochester originally, had been
That
in
was a
Denver.
cute car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Cute car.
yeah. Yeah. So there were some interesting cars there, a lot of souped up, ugly things.
I don't go for those that much.
I don't either. And why was orange such a hot color for those souped up cars from the 50s or
Muscle
whatever?
cars or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
muscle cars, yeah.
Flashy color.
Saw some really interesting Volkswagens though.
Mm-hmm.
Old
I like the
Volkswagens.
Volkswagens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was good to get out in the fresh air,
Right.
mhm.
I'm glad we went, We both took a nap when we came home, had lunch, and took a nap.
Oh,
Sounds like the perfect day. That sounds like the perfect day.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I told Curtis I'm getting used. I'm kind of liking this idea of you do your stuff in the morning, then you have lunch, and then take a nap.
Right.
That's a good day.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't make it through without a nap too much.
Yeah.
I
Right.
enjoy taking a nap too. I don't every day, but I didn't sleep. I woke up for 2.5
I haven't
hours
had a
last
nap
night. So.
today, and boy, do I feel it.
Oh,
Oh,
and
yeah,
Pat, you're still getting your strength back. So,
Yeah.
true.
that's,
I don't
Yeah.
make it quite through the day.
yeah.
Like I just woke
I don't
up at
either. I mean,
today.
sometimes
Fall asleep in my chair,
Yeah.
sometimes I get a good night's sleep and it just hits me and I get tired and I lay down and take a nap.
Yeah. And when I think of all of the hours that I spent in traffic, in the snow, in the ice, because I had to be in the office, that
Mhm.
was just the stupidest thing ever. Stupid.
Yeah.
You're polluting the planet, you're wasting your money on gas, you're wasting your time. I could be sitting here at my desk working instead of spending 45 minutes driving one way to work. Oh, so stupid.
Yeah,
I'll never
that was
do
horrible.
I'll quit before they if they make me do that again,
Yeah,
Mhm.
they probably will.
Oh, so stupid.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't had any nap, and I haven't had my supper yet, so I'm gonna leave.
Gosh,
Yeah.
So,
I gotta
We
go.
haven't had dinner yet either, so
Okay.
we're just gonna pull out some leftovers, but I'm gonna upload this video to YouTube and I will, takes about 10 minutes to save it on my computer. Then I'll upload it to YouTube and I'll send it out to everybody.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thank
Okay,
you,
have a good
everybody.
week, everybody.
Okay,
Yeah.
good
Great
to
to
see
see
you.
everybody. And
Love
Mom,
you
I'll
all.
call you tomorrow.
Yeah, okay.
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 Love you
Bye-bye.
all.
Love you.
Okay.
Love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.